All right, well, hey everyone, welcome to Merge. My name is Finley Robinson, and this is
Simon Foster.
We're actually longtime friends. We worked together for a long time. In
2004.
student ministry. You've moved, you've come back here, and so I work with the Merge experience in Fayetteville, and he's doing that on our Rogers campus. And so we just kind of wanted to welcome you guys to your first session of Merge and kind of give you a little bit of the lowdown of what this looks like and kind of get y'all up and running. Thanks for joining us. We recognize that this is a little bit different than how we normally do it, but yet we really think that this is going to allow you to experience Merge kind of to the best of our abilities at this point. And so I think it's really going to work well. So here's what Merge looks like. And so Merge is a Sunday night, 8-week premarital experience for seriously dating and engaged couples. And so we recognize that most groups will probably meet on Sunday night, but potentially in this format they may not. It usually takes place from 6:30 to 8:30. Obviously that time can kind of shift given how you guys are experiencing it as well. And so it's going to be for 8 consecutive weeks. And so we really just kind of say and encourage everybody participating, carve out time in your schedule, make this a priority. You get out of it what you put into it. And so these are 8 weeks. We recognize that sometimes people travel, but if you start missing, you're really missing a lot of the experience that you're after. And so to the best of your ability, I really would encourage you guys to start on time and to stop on time. Recognize that, we're in people's homes and they've got lots of different things going on and you have jobs. And so to the best of your ability, hey, just start and stop, and we'll try to keep this to 2 hours. It's tough to do because we have a lot of fun. So, hey, tell us kind of the background in Merge, what it's going to look like, the format, kind of give us some of that scoop, Simon.
All right, so 3 parts to Merge. We have our teaching element, we have our table discussion groups, and then we also have your homework, which means you as a couple having great conversations, answering questions together. And the way that works is the teachers that you're going to experience throughout these videos and on Sunday nights are going to be our pastors at Fellowship, also mixed in with some highly trusted volunteer leaders who will lead us through each session. So there's eight sessions, and it'll either be a pastor or one of our leaders that'll lead us through those sessions.
We've got some people from our community with different kind of marriage background experience, people kind of specialty in their homes. We kind of said, hey, we'd love to hear from you. And so this is an opportunity for you to meet kind of a variety of people kind of from our church community all over Northwest Arkansas.
Yeah, and so just remember, you're getting good content, and this content has come from a place, it's called Merge Pre-Marital Class, and it's from a church called Watermark, and we love the content. Finley and I have been down to their conferences. We've spent time with their pastors. This premarital content is very good, but it will only be as good as how you make it.
True.
And so we need you to look at the teaching side, the content. You're going to have fill in the blanks, and the slides will show you where to write in the answers. Follow that content from the teachers, and then after that, your discussion with each other in the table time is really important. Follow that with your homework, which is you as a couple talking. It only works if you do it. Yeah. And you signed up, you paid the money, and so go all in. Like, make this 8 weeks very important because you're deciding, is this, number one, the person I want to be with? Do I want to get married to this person?
Right.
That is a big deal.
It is a big deal. And you're having... The point of this is to force you to have some intentional conversations. And so we have found we've been in this for like 3 years now. We have found that it's kind of fun that you actually walk away from this almost always with a much deeper, a much fuller or kind of close relationship. It's because you're investing in it. It's because you're taking the time week in and week out to sit down, to share with each other, to learn about each other, to go on dates, to do your homework. And so this is designed to kind of take your relationship from where it is and to push it a little bit. We're going to kind of see it kind of moved along to a degree. And so we're hoping that you experience some tension, and we're hoping that you also experience some really cool connection and closeness that come as a result of this. So,
and here's the deal. We want to set you up to win.
Right.
And we have given you mentor couples that will be with you. Please do not hesitate to ask them questions. Learn from your mentor couples. Learn from each other. at your tables or in your homes. Like, learn from the people in your group. Like, this is a cool opportunity for you.
Yep. And the groups that you have been placed in are there because they're people similar to you.
Yep.
Similar season.
Yep.
They're going through similar things. And so what we have found, for some people, they kind of come for the teaching. They're like, hey, just talk to me. I want to learn a bunch of stuff. Some people love the homework side. Some people on the kind of the group discussion, they are really excited to talk, and some people are more reserved. And so here's what we would say, just kind of to encourage you guys. As a group, you're going to have 20 to 25 minutes kind of periodically. We're going to teach for a while and then give you a chance to kind of talk in your groups. So in your group, there's going to be 10 people, 8 to 10 people in that group. Hey, if you're a high volume talker, you probably know that about yourself. And so we would just encourage you, remember that there's other people in the group. You're a high volume talker, aren't you? This is
Guilty.
One of my favorite aspects of him.
So I need to chill out.
Right.
And let that other person who shows up to this group and thinks, I'm not saying anything. If I step back, it allows them to step forward and talk. And we want that. Everyone mutually sharing is a win.
Yep. That's good. We want everybody to be able to talk. If you're not someone who's kind of comfortable, you may not have ever experienced something like this before, or you just kind of like, I don't really want to say much. You're going to need to step up. Like, we're going to push you. We're going to ask you to lean in, and these are safe places. And so we're going to kind of encourage you to share
and
some
your
of
significant
your
other, if they give you a little hit underneath the table, just start talking.
Just start talking.
That's my tip.
Yep, exactly. All right, lastly, and then we're going to let y'all kind of meet each other, talk a little bit more, have a little more discussion, and dive in. Here are some goals that we have for you guys in Merge. And so the first one would be, usually this takes place at a church. Right now in this season, that may not be where it's taking place, and yet we are saying as a church body, as people who are part of our church, we want to take what the Bible says, we're going to open up the scriptures, and we want to see what the Bible says about marriage. That's where we're coming from, kind of unashamedly. We're not going to dodge any of that. We're going to take the Bible, and we believe that God created marriage, and we're going to see what does the Bible say about marriage. And so that's one of our big goals, is to allow you, whether you have a lot of familiarity with what the Bible says or none whatsoever, we're going to walk you through what the scriptures say about marriage. So that's one of our first goals. The second is to allow you to kind of grow in your vision for what marriage is. We're going to talk about that a little bit more, but we want as a church to provide hope for marriage in our community. You and I work with a lot of people. I got a phone call a few days ago from a guy who's really struggling in his marriage, and I was able to lean in and kind of go, man, we're going to help you. We want to be there for you. You're not alone in this. And we're also going to say, here's what marriage is. And so we want to hold out kind of this bigger, grander, kind of God-sized vision for what marriage is in our community. And we really believe that so as the marriage, so goes the family. As the family, so goes the church. As the church, so goes the community. And so we want to lean into that a lot.
And pause on that. I just would say, as you do the 8 weeks, know that we're here for that journey. But Finley is a pastor at Fellowship Fayetteville. I'm a pastor at Fellowship Rogers. And I just want you to know, we're here for you for the journey. And your table leaders are here for a reason. They're here for you for the journey. Not just 8 weeks. It's for the rest. It's for your marriage. Like, we want to help. That's what the church is about.
We're trying to get you guys connected and give you some people like you and people ahead of you to be able to talk. And so that, with that being said, we have a lot of different kinds of people. People at different seasons of their life who have been coming to Merge. And so just for you to know, we are going to be speaking to a kind of a broad range of people. We're going to have some people who are really young, some people who are 19, 20, 21 years old. We're going to have some people who are well into their 30s, maybe even 40. And so it's usually who comes to Merge and everybody in between. So we have some people who are involved in Merge who are dating. And they're wondering, is this the person I'm supposed to marry? Some people who are engaged, some people who have a wedding date 3 months from now, some people have a wedding date 12 months from now. Mm-hmm. We have some people who've been married before. We have some people who, for whatever reason, that marriage didn't last, and it's heartbreaking, and yet at the same time, they're back to kind of see, hey, what can we learn? How can we grow? And so we have some people who've experienced marriage already. And then we have some people who this is their first interaction with a church ever, or maybe in a long time. We have some people who've maybe been a part of fellowship for a while. They may go to a different church. We have some people who've been a part of our church for years or decades. And so
we're good with all.
Right.
We welcome all. Come as you are.
Absolutely. We recognize that spectrum of people is here, and we're going to kind of speak to that along the way. And so that's one of our heart and goals. And so ultimately what we're after, the reason that we have something called Merge, and the reason that you've signed up to be a part of this is we believe that a premarital experience like this is going to equip you and allow you to have conversations around topics that you're going to have to address at some point. We just want to do it on purpose and ahead of time. We'd rather you not kind of stumble or kind of find your way fumbling through. We'd rather kind of surround you with similar people, give you some leaders who can speak into that, allow the Bible to speak into what is going to be kind of the future of your relationship. And we want to kind of have those things and those conversations on purpose and ahead of time. Because,
example.
Yes.
One of the sessions is conflict and communication.
That will be next week.
Do you think that is important? I guess we'll find out.
You don't. Y'all got that out.
My wife and I, of 13 years, we've got that all figured out.
All figured out. So anyway, hey, we're so glad that you guys have joined us. We really believe in what we're going to be experiencing together over the next 8 weeks. And so we want you guys to spend a few minutes, maybe 20 minutes or so, meeting people in your group. We've got some questions for you guys to ask each other, just to kind of get to know each other a little bit more. And then we'll come back in a few more minutes with our content from our first session.